And now it's time to experience the joy of Pokemon battling, because I believe that every day is a good day when you battle. If we can weigh up the opponent's team, it looks like he might want to lead off with the Mamoswine or maybe even the Durant, and we do have to value each of his Pokemon individually because all of them do have a passion in their heart for victory as well as I do, so that must be respected. Now I think that one of the stronger options to lead with will be our GoodThoughts, because when you have GoodThoughts in your heart, you will have a better time Pokemon battling. And I think that we can follow that up with the Bouffalant, and then why not finish it off with a little bit of those happy bushes, so we can just paint that right into our battle and see where this goes. As we can see, the opponent is also ready to battle, already has Pokemon selected, knew just what he wanted to do, and I am ready to see how he decides to portray this battle for everyone. So he is issuing a challenge to us, just like I am issuing a challenge to him. Very mutual in this Pokemon battle, a lot of respect, and it looks like I did get a good call right there on the Mamoswine, which is why I decided for my Alomomola. I will be able to scald him for a super effective amount of damage, and maybe, just maybe, get that burn. But he's also a very confident battler with that Quick Claw. Looks like a lot of passion in his heart right there, as he does get the Stealth Rock onto my side of the field. But that will be a Scald in return. Mamoswine, really bulky Pokemon right there, and I'm just trying to play it up, mostly for the Scald. Now we're going to see how he responds. Icicle Crash will throw out a not very effective hit, but it will be a good amount of power, and it does have that chance to flinch. Wow, I'm actually surprised. The Alomomola took that one like a boss, but we do have it to where the opponent is getting those status effects on his side right now. And looky there, another Quick Claw for the opponent, goes in for the Earthquake this time. That's going to be a same type attack boosted move, but I will be able to land my Scald in this situation, dealing another strong blow to his Mamoswine. Looks like everything's going fine. I might just want to top myself off with a Wish right here, because I believe that we can make this one count. So it looks like another Earthquake from that Mamoswine. The Quick Claw, much belief on his side of the field, and I will be able to Wish. So this is going pretty well for both sides. I'm confident, he's confident, and now let's see what else we can have happen. So I'm going to Protect, just defend myself from what he's up to, and it looks like he will take this as an opportunity for a free switch out. He'll be switching into his Charizard. This is going to make things a bit more interesting. So my Protect will fail, but I will still heal up from the Wish, and the Wish will come true. This gives us some interesting opportunities right now. I believe that it's time to switch into our Bouffalant. He might expect me to try to go for some stall, go for some plays. I'm expecting a Mega Charizard X, going for that Dragon Dance, really invoking the power that a dragon represents right here, and we're going to see that. So as the pointed stones dig into me, it looks like we have a Charizard Y instead. So I'm expecting a Solar Beam in this situation, which would have been a very huge blow to my Alomomola. So the drought will make it very sunny outside, which is wonderful. We need this light, we can go and see what's going on a little better, and that's going to be an absorption of light right there, gaining as much power as he can, and that's going to be a Solar Beam right into the Bouffalant, but we do survive with our natural amounts of bulk, and I believe it's time to Head Charge him. So with my Choice Scarf, I will get the Outspeed, and that will be a pretty ferocious attack. Just spin him around right back into his Pokemon Ball, and it looks like we start to get a little bit of advantage to our side, but at the cost of some recoiled health. I believe that he's also going to go back into the Mamoswine for an Ice Shard, so it looks like we can respond justly. So now it's time to let Alomomola back outside, get some fresh air. Now the sun is shining, everything's looking beautiful right now, and I think that we could get a little bit more of that Phthalo Blue right into this battle. So he does get another Quick Claw into that Earthquake, going to try to get that damage advantage onto us, but it looks like I'm going to be able to throw out just a little bit of water into this scene, fill up that river, and not quite do enough to knock him out, but we do get the burn. That burn will be pretty crucial actually, and it looks like it does a substantial amount of damage. Now all I have to do is Wish and believe I won't be knocked out. We can see what happens here. So this is actually going to get pretty interesting. The Icicle Crash, lesser accuracy, but has that chance to flinch and slow me down. The Earthquake, ooh, goes with the Ice Shard instead. Tries to get some priority damage in there, will be resisted pretty well, and I do get my Wish off. So maybe my dream will come true, or maybe the opponent will still have a chance of winning this battle once we see his last Pokemon, as it looks like we're going to have this Mamoswine take a little bit of a nap after he has to rest off that burn. So we get to see who comes in next, and it looks like his final Pokemon will be the Durant. So Durant is a Pokemon worthy of being respected. I'm going to show it the same respect by protecting for myself, just so I can heal some health back up, and then we'll see where this goes. Now Durant is a bug steel typing. I don't have anything directly to do against it, so going to knock off the item, scout it out for that damage right there. X-Scissor, going to do a nice little hit to my Alomomola, but the knockoff will be able to remove its wide lens. Looks like might have been a Stone Edge right there for a little bit of that inaccuracy, trying to patch it up for more damage. But I'm just going to make another wish right now, go for that Scald, see if we can get a burn, and then watch the rest of this battle unfold. So the crunch will be a little bit of damage, but not really a substantial amount onto the Alomomola. I have a lot of hit point and defensive investment, so those physical attackers, they aren't really going to bother us much today. And now we get to see what happens. So another protect, we just gotta wish protect. What a nifty little combo right there. I keep myself safe while also healing up from my earlier wishes, because if you wish hard enough, you can find a lot more happiness in life, and it might just rejuvenate you enough to keep going in whatever battle you are facing. So another crunch. Wow, I will get that avoid. Well, here's a little special thing about Happy Thoughts, because I've got a nice little bright powder mixed into my canvas today, and with that, there's that chance the opponent can miss, so it looks like Alomomola will stay a bit safer just off of that brightness right there, and if we mix that brightness with a little bit more phthalo blue, now we get to add some more water to the scene, and it looks like we'll be able to clean up this battle just well. So as we scald this steely little bug one more time, you can see that the opponent will forfeit, thus conceding with the ultimate respect and giving me the victory with 3 Pokemon remaining. Alright, I hope he does have a wonderful day. Well, there appears to be a knock-knock at the door. Well, wouldn't you know, there's a trainer that wants to battle us today, and I think that this is just excellent. That, just like similar to a painting, each Pokemon battle is its own experience, a new world of excitement and wonder, and now we can see what's going to happen. So I'm going to bring in a happy little bush for this one as well. Let's bring in our Bob Ross and let's try to mix it up and plant a happy little tree. I'm feeling a nice forest scene. We're going to get a lot of trees out there. We're going to get quite a few bushes, and maybe we can just really spread the forest just right off the canvas, right through the battle, and learn something for ourselves today as well. So the opponent still deciding, I invited him into the house, he's getting a little comfortable right now, and there we go. It looks like that he's going to be bringing in the Manectric to begin with. Ooh, this could be quite an interesting kind of situation to begin with, because he does have a flamethrower, that's a lot of damage, and we can go for that Leech Seed. Kind of scout this out, see what he's going to be up to, and really just hope for the best, as it is going to be a Mega Manectric. Oh wow, such power, such speed coming out of this Pokemon, but I'm still confident that we will be able to make the most out of this. So is Intimidate not going to bother us? You can't intimidate a bush, you silly little guy right there. So we start to plant the seeds to our victory potentially, and just start to really get this forest growing. So the hidden power from the opponent going to try to hit us for a solid amount of damage will be super effective, but we do have that leftovers heal, we do have that Leech Seed healing us up, and I think it's time that we can put a little substitute out there. We can kind of fool this little threat to our wonderful world that we have and see what's going to be happening. So I think that that's a fantastic way of doing things, setting up that substitute, really just trying to tank out the opponent, and while we do lose a little bit of health, I'm pretty sure that the opponent is going to lose more, and wow, that is going to be the overheat right there. Went for the super amount of damage, we have that substitute, try to burn down the forest, but we're not going to let that happen, not in our world, not today, and he will lose special attack for that. So this could be pretty bad for the opponent, might have to force him out, might have to have some things happen like that, and we get to see what new developments we have for this battle. Ah, he does go for the withdraw, and what new Pokemon is he going to bring into this battle? Why, it's going to be a Machamp. Got a nice little feisty fighter on the side, we get a free substitute out of it, and we get to see what he is up to. So this could get rather interesting really quick, but I think we can still do just fine by setting up on that Leech Seed. Leech Seed going to be just keep putting more green into the scenery, keep adding trees, just letting those bushes grow right off the canvas. Sometimes it'll happen. Sometimes you just have to let that happen, and he has an Ice Punch for us. Huh, trying to bring in a little cold. You know what? That gives me an idea. Let's go and start putting some mountains up there. A little snow on those mountains, show some icy plains. It's a little cold outside, not too cold to hurt the plants, but just cold enough to where you might have to put on a second layer, just a light jacket as you walk into this wonderful field that still happens to be growing, even as we're getting late fall. Actually, you know what? Let's make it springtime right now. We can build up our guard right there. We're just going to let this bush grow and grow, get a lot floofier, maybe just add a bit more with that drastic defense. But at the same time, getting into spring, there's still a little icy chill outside. Maybe the snow's starting to melt. Maybe we can really make the most out of it. So we will heal up with those leftovers, and it looks like we keep growing in the springtime. Isn't that? See, that's the wonderful thing about anything, whether it's a painting, a Pokemon battle. It's your battle. It's your painting. It's your world. You can have it do whatever you want. See, I thought it was going to be maybe winter was coming, but after seeing what's happening, we can change it around. Winter's ending, and we keep getting to grow right here. So that's going to be another Ice Punch, and it looks like the substitute will fade. So we need to get a bit more defenses off those Cotton Guards before we can really not have to worry about that substitute fading so fastly. But I think it's still going to be just fine. So look at that. More health for us, and he loses just a bit more. So we're still staying above that half hit points line, and I think that we can go for another Cotton Guard. As long as we don't get frozen, maybe there's one more chill left, but we get to see what happens. We have our prankster ability. We're being a cheeky little bush right here, gaining some defenses over him, and that's going to be another Ice Punch. Looks like we're going to be able to withstand whatever cold is left. That last little cold snap didn't bother us at all. Looks like maybe the lake is thawing. I'm feeling good about this entire battle. As we go and we set up another substitute for ourselves. Isn't that just wonderful? Yes, the Subseed Stall, pretty powerful in my opinion when it comes to a Pokemon battle. Now he's throwing out the Bullet Punch, trying to add a little bit of steel out there, make it a little bit shinier, but it looks like we can't break our defenses anymore. That bush just really grew. It took that first rain of the spring and just got out of control for this Machamp right here. Can't really do it. You can't chop the tree down. You can't tame these wild bushes. As I've said before, you can just paint whatever fantastic world you want. And now we're almost out of ideas. We don't really need to throw out the substitute. Taunt isn't good for us. And we can't Cotton Guard either, but we might as well throw out the Leech Seed. Maybe he'll switch out. If he decides to switch out, we have a Leech Seed waiting for him, but he's going to keep throwing out the Ice Punch. And this is the perfect part of a Pokemon battle. We've defense bulked so much, only a super effective hit can one-shot our substitute, but it already took damage, so it was going away anyways. That means we're going to be gaining so much health. We're losing a quarter of our health, but we're going to be gaining much more in between those turns, about 3/8 of our health. So as you can see, we're going to be gaining more health than he is losing, and that is absolutely fantastic. So set up another substitute. Our only worry right now is that maybe we just might run out of substitutes. That's a possibility. I didn't use any PP up. We didn't add anything else to this. We just have the raw colors that we're using right now. And look at that. Going to take the damage off of that Ice Punch, but we still tank it up just fine. And the opponent just trying to bring back, maybe he likes the cold. Maybe he likes those nice cold days. You get some hot cocoa by the fire. He doesn't want to let the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of winter die inside of him. But it looks like he has no choice. He has to accept the warmth that this battle is bringing us. And he withdraws. As I said earlier, this is an excellent time for a Leech Seed prediction. I went for a Cotton Guard. I just decided to throw it out there. Didn't think he'd be switching out, but looks like he's going to anyways. And now we get to see what his Garchomp is up. A dragon has entered our painting. That's so silly, but time for a Leech Seed. So now we get to seed the Garchomp as well, start that damage growth, and we get to see what he is up to. Could potentially be a Swords Dance, and we do have a Taunt, so we'll make sure he comes after our little bush right here. And that's going to be the Leech Seed, so damage over time has begun, and I think we are still feeling very healthy. So we decided to throw out the Earthquake. Oh my, a lot of damage off of this. But will it be enough? We will take the damage, not very effective, and that means our substitute is just fine. You just can't give a plant more ground or it won't really care. You just give it more soil, give it more room to grow, and that means we're going to have a pretty good time for our Whimsicott buddy right here. Our happy little bush is looking happier than ever right now. Maximized on those defenses, has a safe little substitute, almost at full hit points, trying to just shake off the last bit of cold for itself right there. And there's a Protect from the side of the Garchomp. That dragon's trying to play safe, but there's really nothing that he can do, and he will be protecting himself from that taunt. But that means it looks like we have fully recovered. Spring is at its highest peak. We're healing up more than we can even handle, getting so much nutrients from the ground right there. But Looks like this is going to be the end for the Garchomp, and maybe the opponent in general. So now we're going to be taunting him and making sure that there's only one course of action, and that is to go full offense onto us as he throws out a Rock Slide. Rock Slide, going to be a decent little hit right there for our Whimsicott. We'll fade the Substitute, but that Substitute already took a little bit of damage. It was starting to wear down anyways, and we can just go and see how this battle ends up progressing. Now, we are actually in a very interesting position right now because Garchomp is doing a good little bit of damage to us, but we do need to hold on to our Substitutes. Remember, we might have to deal with a little bit of a Heat Wave coming up with that Mega Manectric, so I think I can just keep throwing out those Leech Seeds, maybe a taunt here or there so he doesn't get to protect us. But we know we don't have to worry from the Earthquake or Rock Slide damage off of this Garchomp, so I think that's going to be just okay as we try to hold on to our Substitutes. We only have 3 left, so we do need to make the most out of them, but I think that this has just been wonderful. We've already seen Good Day or Smeargle do well in that last little episode, and then right now we're seeing Alomomola and Whimsicott just really work out. We have so many good thoughts, so many happy bushes, and I believe those happy trees and happy clouds as well are going to be just powerful. So we can go and watch this Garchomp get fainted by the Leech Seed. He's going to have to be overwhelmed by the beauty of nature on this turn. So many trees, so many bushes. It almost doesn't make sense how much life is just being shown on this canvas, painting so much greenery. It almost doesn't make any sense, but sometimes you just let that forest keep growing. You just let it kind of trickle off the canvas, and then maybe there's no room for anything else. Maybe we can put in a path, you know, a little bit of ground path carved out by that dragon. A little ferocious guy, but our bush was able to take care of him just fine. And now we get to see the rest of this develop. Actually, it probably would have been a good time to go for the Substitute there. That way I'd already have a Substitute set up, but we don't need any more of that right now, and we have to see what the opponent is up to. We can go for the Substitutes until he throws out the Overheat, lowers his special attack, then we can get a Leech Seed on him. There's all kinds of different things that could happen. We just have to see what the opponent is going to choose as he takes his time. He's having a little bit of relaxation. I can understand that getting lost in the forest like that Garchomp did can take it out of you, and you do need just a bit of a breather as we go into his Manectric. So we've already seen a bit of a pattern off this guy before. He wants to bring in a little ice, he wants to make it a bit chilly, but at the same time he also wants to heat things up. So we can see by throwing out those Substitutes, maybe he's expecting a Leech Seed, maybe he's expecting Substitute, we don't even know with him anymore. So it looks like he's going to play it safe and throw out the Hidden Power. This is going to be just fine. I'm thinking that we can substitute this one out one more time, then maybe try to mix it up with a bit more of those Leech Seeds. Anything's possible. Don't know what the opponent's thinking, he doesn't know what we're thinking, and that's what makes Pokemon battles so absolutely wonderful and captivating. So we're going to go for that Substitute one more time, and we're going to see who can judge who. Are we going to see this happen for the Manectric? Are we going to make our play on this Whimsicott? We know that we can heal up just a bit more off that Hidden Power. Ooh, it looks like he's going for that Hidden Power game. He knows it could be pretty bad for himself if it goes any further. Substitute will fade. Oh man, this is getting quite riveting right here. He will have to force himself out, but at the same time, looks like we're just going to throw out that Leech Seed and just make a go for it anyways. If he overheats, he will reduce a lot of power, and I'm fairly certain we can survive a Hidden Power from this range. So now all we have to do is wait. Looks like we get the Leech Seed, and who made the better play? Maybe there are too many trees on this painting, or maybe, just maybe, everything is going to be okay. So I'm going to heal up from those leftovers right there, and we're also going to get a little bit of Substitute, but I think that that's all that we can do. There's no more room for trees or bushes on this, and I think we just might have to round this one out. So Leech Seed will heal us up. Unfortunately, we are down to our last Substitute right now, so looks like this could be the end for our bush. If we had a couple more, we might have been able to stall it out. Maybe I should consider some PP up or whatnot, but that's for a different battle. So last little bit of ice right here. Super effective, critical hit, will fade the Substitute. Good thing we're behind that sub, a little bit of chill right there, and now we can still decide what to do. We know that Hidden Power isn't going to be a powerful move. Maybe we can go into that Trevenant. I think we can actually stall it out with a Trevenant. If not, we can force his Overheat and still make the magic happen. So we have a lot of bushes right now. I think maybe we can squeeze in one more tree. Let's have a big, strong tree right here. Big, strong, happy little tree. Trevenant. You know, even though Trevenant seems to have a bad disposition, could still be a nice little happy Pokemon right here, and that's going to be the Hidden Power. Good amount of damage on that super effective hit, but we will heal up from the Leech Seed and see what happens next. We do have a Protect. We can shield ourselves from the heat, we can shield ourselves from the cold, and we can shield ourselves from whatever he wants to do. So that's going to be a protect right there as we see what he is up to. He knows that if he goes for the overheat, could be a pretty bad move. Wow, he does go for the overheat right there. I think that we're still going to have a good time in the end. If we can get that burn off, I don't know. I wish we can survive the overheat, but I don't think it's going to happen. So maybe there's going to be too much red in this, just painting too strong of a fiery red color for ourselves today. And that's going to be the overheat onto the Trevenant. Trevenant will wilt in this heat. We'll go completely away, maybe just kind of touch it up a bit more with some brown color, kind of show that it's been a tough winter for this Pokemon right here. And that does give us an opportunity for a Happy Bush to come back in. So even though it's hot outside, I think it's going to still be a pretty good situation for the Whimsicott. So that's going to be just one more Leech Seed. Going to try to go and heal it up right there, and that's going to be just fine. So Seeds will fail, Hidden Power will be a solid hit, and we do survive the Hidden Power after that overheat. That is actually very surprising to me, but look at that, anything can happen in a Pokemon battle as we go and heal up just a bit from the Leech Seed right there. And I think it's time to stop playing these games and go right to the meat of it, into our Bouffalant. So the opponent really doesn't have too many options right now. Going to go and switch out into Mr. Bob Ross himself to go and clean up the rest of this Pokemon battle. I think this battle has gone on for long enough. The Leech Seed will finish off that Manectric, and as we can see with the Bouffalant, how much health will we gain back from that? Almost enough to be at full. So we do have a Choice Scarf. We know that Machamp is missing health. I think that this is going to be just the end of the battle right here, and we can see how this goes. So it looks like that will be the Machamp coming onto the field. Just a little bit, touch of health, just slight little bit of health for himself, and we can go into the Head Charge and really clean that one up. So he does have the Bullet Punch, trying to get just a little bit of damage right there, but as we can see, the Head Charge will crush into that Machamp, and it will be enough to secure us a victory for ourselves today, which is absolutely wonderful. So we have another victory, and it is all thanks to all of our team working really well together and just making a magnificent piece for you guys. Now the little clock on the wall tells me that we are out of time right here for today, but before we go, I want to save these wonderful memories that we have made for each other today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bit of an adventure for us. So if you did enjoy it, please leave a comment down below. Please show your support by drawing your paintbrush over there and clicking that like button, and most importantly, take care, happy painting, and God bless.